It feels like it's been 1,000 years since I have done a video updating the flower farm and the homestead gardens. So I thought today would be a great day to share some updates. Seems like everybody else on YouTube is doing it these days. And I probably owe some people an explanation of why I haven't been posting or what's been happening on the farm. A lot of you follow me because I sell cut flowers to florists and I grow a lot of my own food. There's actually a lot to show you, and this season has changed. We're at the end of the season. I have planted and replanted and succession planted and harvested and reharvested and resown and turned beds around so many times already this year. I can't even count how many times I've grown different crops. This bed in particular here has already grown 2 different crops, 3 actually. It's grown annual baby's breath, it's grown larkspur, and now it's growing the floret zinnias. So I've had 3 harvests out of this bed alone this season, and I have not updated you in any of it. So, you know, there's lots to see here. But I'm going to take you in because it's actually starting to sprinkle. But I'm going to take you into the farm stand. The camera is getting a little bit wet. There, it's not sprinkling in here. So we're currently in our farm stand. I basically just set this up here a few weeks ago and have been hosting bouquet bars and little farm stand, self-serve farm stand stuff in here where the animals, my farm animals, dogs, cats, guineas, chickens, they don't get into the stuff when it's in a confined space. So it makes it a little safer. So a lot has changed. One of the primary things that I set out on the flower farm here this year was to sell primarily to florists. I planned my year out for the entire year. I actually had to order stuff in, bulbs, specific color palettes, seeds, different things. I had to order a lot of that stuff in 6 months in advance to this growing season. And so I had a lot invested with the intention of supplying florists as my primary source of income this year. Apparently I should have had a backup plan because a lot happened this year, and I'm going to be very transparent. There's a reason why I didn't make a video, because this is very sensitive and I know there's going to be backlash just from posting this video. But I just want to be transparent to the people that have subscribed and have been following me and supporting my farm and supporting my website and purchasing from our farm. I do owe an explanation also to those that have been ordering from florists in the past, and specifically looking for our stems and wondering why they're not there anymore. And it's nothing personal, it's just strictly business. One of the things that I learned this season is that there are strategies of dealing with business decisions when you are a small farm in a small town. I started to go into a different direction. I really quickly, abruptly realized and learned that I wasn't going to be working with one of the florists that was my primary florist here, that I was distributing my flowers to. So for years, I wasn't selling off the farm. In fact, when people would come to the farms, I would refer them to go to our local florist in town. And we had a great relationship for many years. We did a lot of great things together, but it expired. We came to an end of that road. And again, it's nothing personal, it's a business decision. I can only speak for myself, and it was a business decision, nothing personal. However, I do live in a small town, and so people were automatically thinking that they would call and order and try to get my stems or assume that they were mine at the place that they were buying from. And so they would come over and they'd be like, "Oh, I love these stems that I got from your farm and I ordered." And it's like, "No, I didn't grow that," you know, trying to explain that I don't work with them anymore, and then them wanting to order directly from me. So I was getting back that revenue that I was losing for people wanting to purchase my stems. I actually consulted with people who are professionals at marketing and troubleshooting these kind of things. And it's a scientific probability type, really complicated thing to understand when you are doing social media marketing. I took the advice that was provided of how to kind of bring back my customers to me as the main source instead of them primarily trying to purchase through a third party. So I took the advice, and it was with the intention of doing some damage control and bringing back my clientele. And at that point, my farm business was doing pretty good. It was like averaging about $1,000 a week in sales. And what happened is when I took the advice of how to deal with it on social media and to regain by being transparent with certain things on social media, what happened is the town I live in, it has a very different dynamic than what is average to a situation like what I was in. I guess that's a marketing term. The different dynamic would be in the marketing term of being cliquey. So I think what happened is it's such a small town here that I think what happened is a lot of people, they took it personal. And even though it was a business decision, and even though I was just doing what I had to do to pay bills, it was taken very personal. So I went from $1,000 a week in subscriptions for my flower farm to selling 6 dozen eggs a week. Everybody canceled. That they weren't trying to like pick sides, they just didn't want to get involved. And it's so small of a place that it was the wrong advice I took. I should have dealt with it in a different way. You know, when you start growing some of them in February and you have a lot of money invested in them, and you just don't have sales, it becomes very challenging, especially when you're going like you're doing so well and things are going great, and then boom, one stupid thing happens, and you make a decision that derails you, and it really sucks. But for the most part, this year was great. I learned a lot about growing things like ranunculus and anemones. The weather was harsh this year to navigate. Everybody has a story. So when it comes to the stress of this year and dealing with everything in the marketing and even going to a farmer's market, I recently, well, a few years ago, I kind of learned what was going on, but I have it's a type of like a PTSD when I'm in like a hall or a building. So going to a farmer's market that's inside is really something that's not good for me. And I've been working really hard on trying to deal with that. And, you know, it's a personal journey. But one of the things that, you know, people have been really respectful and wanting to support me. Just being transparent and honest that, you know, I do have a condition that I'm trying to work through. That is, you know, mentally really challenging and emotionally really challenging. And I think that one of the things that happens is when you live in a small town, that there are some people that just really do want to support you through it, but there are also some people that really want to make you kind of kick you already when you're down. And I had experienced some of that as well. And so I'm trying to get through it and be the better person. It sounds like a bunch of high school drama, and it kind of is. It's just sometimes that's how things work in a small town, and I learned the hard way. So a few things that happened. I had some milestones. This year, the flower farm generated $24,000 despite everything. It feels like it's surreal because I've been working diligently, seed by seed, bulb by bulb, stem by stem, weed by weed. Chaz has helped a little bit with weeding, but primarily it's been me learning how to make bouquets, trying to make connections with people, having like a PTSD issue and anxiety when it comes to places and sounds. I have a very complex sensory Actually, recently I've been taking screening and have been scoring really high on a screening for adult autism. So that's new. So I think it's more not because I have adult autism. I think it's just because I've been so stressed. And so, you know, hence why I haven't been posting videos and why I've been taking a step back and doing things differently. I can't hide that there's something been wrong. And people have noticed on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, and my absence on YouTube as well. So, you know, I don't have a huge following, but the ones that are here, you're here and you're watching and you matter. You're watching for a reason, and because you are following something that I'm doing here, and I appreciate you. So bear with me. I'm trying to get my bearings about myself so I can share my successes and my failures. I found that putting the camera down has allowed me to work through some of the failures I've had and fix them in the best way I can. I did learn a lot about fusarium, dealing with fusarium here, and a lot of soil health things by trial and error. I've been really diving into researching that. I have some new content that I want to make of what I've learned on that, and that'll be a winter project, hopefully. Lots of things. The ranunculus crop this year was amazing. Anemones were amazing, but then I got to a point where I had too many, and it just, I don't have words of this year. I should be happy. I should be excited that it was a successful year in so many ways, but I guess in so many ways it wasn't. I don't know what to say. I feel like I've let a lot of you guys down for not sharing what I was planning to. I was planning to share how I was doing it, and you know, when you fail so badly at things in a business sense where you have to jump ship and you know you're basically have no market for what you're doing and everything is by the seat of your pants, sometimes just picking up the camera was just too exhausting, and I couldn't do it. So anyway, here we are. This was supposed to be a cabin for us to use. It used to be the farm office that I used to call it, where I start seeds. Now I'm using it right now to host bouquet bars. So we've had weather, we've had rain, just a little bit more convenient than tents, and it's cuter. I'll show you around. So I just got some things. I'm setting up for tomorrow. It's empty right now. I don't have much going on in here, but this is basically where I put my baked goods and little fresh bouquets that I've made. Cute little ones like so, and veggies. This will all be filled up tomorrow. This is a bouquet place where people can come and make their bouquets. I just have some leftover bouquets sitting here. We've got cards over there. The cards are eventually going to go into this rack. And then these are old stems from a few days ago that I have to take out. But this will be filled with flowers, and I sell flowers by the stem so people can come in and make a bouquet. They can bring a vase if they'd like and make their own. And so that's what I have doing there. And then I have a bunch of gift shop stuff that is a clear out items, and just some Ad Melita products and content there that people can grab if they would like. Hopefully I will have more content coming sooner than later, and I'll show you what's going on. But anyway, here's some highlights of what's happened on the farm this year. Well, thank you for hanging out with me today and getting this update. Take care.